How's everyone doing? Mask here, back with another Knights Chronicle video. Now today we're looking at the Chess Grandmaster Liberto Advent. This is an SR Advent dungeon. To be honest, it's one of the harder SR Advent dungeons. He's kind of annoying. We take a look at the party info. We have Aristo giving all allies a 100% attack boost if he's in the party. Alfred increasing all allies taunt immunity by 100% if he's in the party. And Carmen increases all allies looming death immunity by 100% if Carmen is in the party. Now, Liberto, what I'm really excited about here is showing you guys the team I've put together for Liberto. Now, most of you are probably like, oh, you know, like, well, how is this going to be interesting at all? He's just going to face roll it with his overpowered. No, you're staring at what I'm going to use to clear this. It is an all SR team. Only SR characters. We're going in. So this is going to be the best representation of how it actually felt when I first started clearing these SR dungeons. In your first couple weeks playing the game. I'm definitely going to keep working on this team and improving it. Now, coming into this first wave, we see pawns. Now, pawns, you have to watch out for the whole time. If the buff above their head ticks down to 0, they turn into a self-destructing pawn, and they're going to do a ton of damage to your whole team. So you want to focus up these pawns, and you can ignore the guy in the middle. He does not attack you or do anything this first wave. So just focus up on the pawns. This guy here has a nice AoE hit. Ooh, didn't actually kill them all. That's fine. Not all my characters here have runes. So they're not all fantastic. I will give you a insight. I haven't, while I was recording this, I didn't show you the team I was using, but I'm gonna make sure I do. I'll clip it in. So the first section there is easy. Wham bam, thank you jam. Kill the pawns before they self-destruct. Now coming into the second wave, you actually cannot do any damage to this queen unless you have a buff above your head that says you have the ability to kill the queen. So you actually use any self buffs, defend, whatever it takes, until one of these knights show up. And then you have to kill the knight, and killing the knight is going to put a buff above one of your heroes' heads, and perfect. Esmeralda got it. Let me show you the buff. Greatly increases attack and makes it possible to attack the queen. So I can defend on everyone else. They don't have the buff. Olive can go ahead and try to kill this other knight. Why not? Ica can too. Cordelia can buff the team, sure. Esmeralda is ready for action. She's got the greatly increased attack and ability to attack the queen. And easily one-shots her with that buff. Perfect. Moving on to Liberto. But that's the mechanic of that second wave. You need to kill the knight to give, and look for the person on your team that gets the buff that is actually making them able to do damage to the queen. Now coming to this last wave, Liberto keeps taunting you, preventing you from being able to kill the pawns, and that is what makes this wave actually hard. Because you cannot afford to have the pawns self-destruct on you. Olive should be able to one-shot. Perfect. Ica, do your thing. To be honest, if Cordelia's buff is up, maybe I could use Ica's buff. I'm probably going to be fine with the pawns. I could probably survive them exploding. That being said, I should have saved Cordelia's skill 2 for that happening. Now, you can see everyone who's taunted can only hit Liberto, so there's not much you can do with the pawns at this point. We have to get lucky enough to get someone untaunted. Nope, Olive is still taunted, so we'll go ahead and just hit the boss with her as well. Cordelia getting the counterattack in to deal with the pawn. Fantastic. She is still taunted, so we'll just use an attack, whatever. This pawn is about to turn into self-destruct mode, but that's fine because my Cordelia has a cleave. That'll deal with her no problem. Esmeralda's ready to attack. Let's get rid of this solo pawn out on the edge. I don't want to have to deal with it. Cordelia can actually, if you can cleave these three, that'd be fantastic. And ideally, what you want to have is knight spawn. I leave all the knights that spawn up. They give you a buff if you kill them, but you don't necessarily need the buff. The important part is that you're keeping these pawns under control. There's another knight. So we can totally ignore the knights now, and we're going straight into trying to kill Liberto. Esmeralda's ready. What is that on her? Critical strike chance decrease. That's fine. Oh well. Esmeralda needs to crit too. That's sad. She does so much better when she's critting. Cordelia. There's a queen showing up. I do believe the queen is a problem. When she, the queen is, the queen smiles graciously. When that buff turns, or that buff goes away, she becomes a real problem. Oh, and Aika gets the buff to be able to kill the queen. That's not going to help us out at all. Ew. The queen is where Looming Death comes into play in this dungeon. Can we just finish off Aristo before the queen gets crazy? I think we should be able to. We got one pawn, 3 turns left. That's fine. Nobody has Looming Death yet, but the queen is now enraged, which is never good. Just gonna keep trying to focus down Aristo. Aika's healing is so insane. We shouldn't really have a problem. As long as that pawn doesn't explode. I just saw Looming Death on somebody, I think. Yes, Cordelia has Looming Death. Uh-oh. Man down! Man down! That's worth it. Let's do it. Esmeralda, Aristo has resolve, so he's going to stop himself from dying at 1 HP really quickly. We're down to 5,000 with just 3 heroes left. Who got the buff? Who got the buff? Doesn't matter. The taunt came out. And Esmeralda... No, it's resolve! Olive can finish us off. So, woo! Would Aika's... No, Aika's boost won't save Cord because Looming Death makes her die anyway. So there's the clear. So that is the mechanics on how to get around the queen's invulnerability and kill the queen. Make sure you don't let the pawns explode. And if you do kill the knights, they give the character that gets the buff gets a really significant attack buff and the ability to kill the queen. So it's probably better to keep killing the knights off as well. The pawns aren't that bad because you can manage the pawns in and around. They have like 3 or 4 turns. It's like 4 turns before the pawns actually explode. So you probably in your best interest to take that attack boost from the actual knights and then go from there. But there you have the Aristo dungeon. There's the mechanics from start to finish. I can actually remember my first time trying to clear that, not paying attention to anything and getting face rolled and having no idea what was going on. But there's Aristo taking them out with our SR team. I actually love it. I'm gonna be ranking up a lot of SR heroes. I want to see what kind of things I can actually get them to do. If there's any SSR dungeon that I can clear with only SR characters, that would be pretty dope. But thanks for checking this out. Say hi in the comments if you're watching this and you saw it live on stream. I definitely want you to say hi. I'll see if I can recognize your name from the stream chat as well. But if you weren't able to do Liberto, hopefully you can now. If you already were able to, hopefully you enjoyed it. The SR dungeon clears. Loving the team. It kind of gives you this flashback to how it felt when you first start trying to clear these dungeons. It's pretty cool. But come catch me streaming live. I'm streaming 5 times a week minimum right now, Monday to Friday, and I'm trying to get on for a special stream either Saturday or Sunday on the weekends. We'll see, but definitely Monday to Friday. My schedule is posted on my Facebook and Twitter and on my Discord. Links to all of those are in the description down below the video. Basically just Twitter/MasKScarin, Facebook/MasKScarin, Discord.gg/MaskTV. You'll see it all below. That'll do it for today. Until next time, smash that subscribe button and stay classy.